Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm so glad you found me. Apparently I have two channels now, this being my vlog. So long story short, I had an original channel, and got locked out of it somehow. I don't really know what happened. Really struggled to get into it. I created this one, and started putting some of my fitness content on here, and I miraculously got my login back to my old one, and then I had this one. So I started kind of putting both of my type of content, which is typically workouts, on both channels. And then there wasn't really any kind of system to it. And so I just started thinking about it really hard. What do I want to do with this channel that's different than my other? And if you are a follower of my content, you know that I had launched a workout series last year called SYM Shred Your Muscle, that launched in September. And then I did a burn series during the Christmas break. And so I want to put workout series on that channel. I'm really loving doing that. It was such a great response that I got from you guys. So I want to keep content like that there. This channel. So it leads me to this one. What do I want to do with this one? I want this channel to be more of like a vlog where it's just like my cozy little share with you guys what's going on in our world. And one of those being homeschool. So I never done a video on homeschool, but one of my favorite things to watch is homeschool curriculum videos, like unboxing and all that. I love to know what works for some people, what doesn't, what curriculum they love, what have they changed through the years, and specifically what is working for people with kids my kids' age. So I feel like our family is a little bit unique in that I did not homeschool our first two, our two oldest. Our oldest, Bryce, is in college. He is a freshman in college, and our second, our middle child, is wrapping up his senior year currently and is going to be graduating in the next couple months. And that leads us to our big age gap where we have our youngest, Zoe, and she is in third grade, and we are approaching fourth grade, which is so crazy because I don't know, I just feel like time has literally flown. And for those of you guys that have high schoolers, I feel like there's just so much fun action stuff that goes on in high school, that I just, even homeschooling Zoe, I felt like we haven't had, I feel like the time has just flown. Anyways, I leave it with that. I just feel like time has absolutely flown. But something that I feel like is important to know too, because I'm always looking for families that I feel like I can resonate with, I can relate to, because I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of like my schedule, or that's the same situation as far as my kids go. She did do public school for kinder, and she wanted to homeschool for first grade. This is something my husband and I discussed. I never thought I'd be a homeschool mom ever. Just didn't even cross my mind. My husband had mentioned to me a couple times, and I was like, yeah, no. But it worked out with us. We just decided, I think this is best, with her personality wise. And I honestly feel like, seeing how fast school has gone for the older two, I want more time with my kids. I really crave that. And I feel like she has blossomed since we've done that. And so it just kind of confirms to me that I think we're on the right path here. But so she homeschooled first grade. And towards the end of first grade, she wanted to wear a backpack and have lunch with her friends and do the whole cafeteria thing, which I had to tell her, you still have to learn. You still go to class and you still sit and you learn. But she was so adamant. We'd spent the whole summer before second grade talking about it, thinking about it. And she said, no, I definitely want to go back to school. And I said, okay, girl, let's go. Let's do this. And I have plenty of friends that work at the school. I do love our public school. I feel very fortunate and grateful that some of my best friends actually work at that school. And it's a great place. And so I said, okay, let's do it. She went, and 2 days in, done. I do not want to be here. And I said, no, we're going to finish what we started. So I did take it semester by semester, but she was doing good. And I think that there was a lot of times where she was forced out of her comfort zone. She can be a little bit on the shy side. And I saw her really grow through those uncomfortable times and placements and situations. And so she ended up finishing all of second grade at the school. And I said, third grade, we can try it again. And literally we are taking it year by year. I'm not one of those people that's like, this is it, the only way, this way or the highway or anything like that. This has been something that we are just discussing year by year, seeing how she responds, how I respond, how our whole family kind of works together. It's really worked well for us because our boys have been extremely busy. They play football, and actually they play in high school. They've played sports year round, track and wrestling. So it worked out to have her home because it almost is like more inconvenient trying to do the elementary thing with all the things that go on with elementary and public school, to like crazy hair day, sock day, you got to wear this day. It was like a lot. Not to mention the carpool line is horrendous. I digress. So third grade, we did, that's this year. So it's been amazing. And she says this whole year, absolutely do not ever want to go back. And I said, okay, well, we'll just see. But since she does not want to do fourth grade at public school, I'm already purchasing curriculum for fourth grade, and I wanted to share it with you. I haven't even opened it. I did, like, obviously I opened the box, but I haven't dug in yet. And yeah, so I ordered fourth grade curriculum. I'm using the Good and the Beautiful. That has been one of my first friends that I talked to that was homeschooling, the same age as us. This was someone that I met at her gymnastics school. She had told me about this curriculum. So I just started looking into it, and I really liked what I saw. But again, I had no idea. I didn't know what to compare it to. I did see a couple other ones I compared to that I was like, okay, that seems really intense. This is a lighter approach. It's an open and go style if you're not familiar with the Good and the Beautiful. And it's also faith-based. So everything point your children back to Jesus. It's one of the things that I love the most. And secondly, I do like that it's really open and go, so that if I can't teach that day or my husband wants to step in for the day, he can pick right up and he's not completely lost on what we've been doing for the past 6 weeks. So shall we? You want to dig in? So excited. Okay. Well, there's a few things that I haven't got yet that I need to, but this is like the bulk of it. So I'm so bummed that this video is going to go out after the Good and the Beautiful's huge sale. They had this massive sale. It's the biggest sale of the year, and it just ended. I'm so sorry, but it's still worth the regular price. Okay, so their stuff is just absolutely beautiful. These books right here, because they have their own library of their own books, you get like free shipping if you spend a certain amount of money or if you buy a certain amount of books or something like that. So these are not all particularly her age. This one's a third grade A, but I went ahead because I already have all their other books and we zip through them. We love their books. The stories just really draw you in. I mean, they're beautiful. So you'll see that this has a 6 and a 7, meaning usually like grade 6 and then 7th grade. So we'll have those for the future, regardless, even if she does go back to public school. If we move and we do a small, like even a private school or something, these books are so good. If you don't buy anything else from them, I would say go to their library. And this is not a sponsored video, by the way. I wish. And the Good and Beautiful, if y'all sponsor people, holler at your girl. But it's not. So handwriting, this is one of the things that I love is that they do cursive, which I feel like most public schools aren't doing cursive anymore, which is, I feel like, really sad. So she'll practice cursive, and then every day, we just do one sheet a day. Typically, this will get you through the school year. And there's coloring involved. Sometimes there's drawing involved. There's mazes. So it's always engaging and always different. And then there's a lot of different opportunities to practice if your child's having difficulty with like 1 or 2 letters. In this situation, if there's 4 that they're really struggling with, you can have them practice there. I think this one will probably in 4th grade, you start working more on sentences, which is very exciting. Let's see, we got the spelling and writing. So this is probably a part of the English. Oh yeah, this is English. By the way, it's called Good and the Beautiful, and everything is so beautiful. What I've found in their English is that they merge geography and art, literature. It's all combined in just their English curriculum. So you're learning so much. And each, at least for third grade, I haven't really looked through all this yet, but for third grade, there's different sections. So you'll learn about weather for a series of time. For like a whole unit, you'll just be learning about particular area. Sometimes it's weather. We'll learn more about animals. And so, gosh, I'm so excited. There's nothing better than fresh curriculum. And if you're a homeschool mom, you totally get it. You totally get what I'm saying. All right, so here's math. Oh, good. I was so worried that I did not order this. So I can take this off my list. Is mental math. My husband is an engineer and very big on mental math, on just memorizing and not relying so much on like counting with your fingers. So he's going to love that. But math book, answer key for the parents. That's the other thing that's great, is you're not just trying to figure this out or remember from back in the day. But let me show you a couple pages of their math. So there's like a mastery page of multiplication. It's one thing that we're doing a lot in third grade right now is multiplication facts. So it looks like this is a little bit repetitive and then also goes deeper. And then we also get into division. And if you're like me and you struggled in school, like really struggled, especially in math, and this looks really intimidating, it's just been so nice to relearn this stuff with her. And I wish that I learned in this type of format. In third grade, it doesn't look like fourth grade. I think fourth grade, they kind of drop it. But in third grade and lower, it's all Montessori based, sort of Montessori based. You get so many different little things that help you learn. So it's a lot of hands-on. There's a ton of games, a lot of dice games. Might try to find another video to where I can show this better. The boxes have changed over the years. This was first grade, second grade. Here's third grade. They come more like this now, in a cardboard box with the magnetic little flap to close the door. But you can get an idea of what is in the first grade box. Now, they don't call them Montessori boxes, but if you've ever been in Montessori, my older two were in Montessori for preschool, and it was a lot of hands-on little tools to help them learn better. Again, lots of games. These guys go over here. We didn't do second grade, so I really just have this kit that we never even used. But these things are so helpful for the long run, so I'm really glad that I've kept all these boxes. Been super helpful. Learning fractions, there's all these little pieces to learn the fractions. And even when it comes to time, there's so much repetition and so many games that it really starts to sink in. In addition to this little Montessori style, I call it Montessori, they don't, but it's very similar to Montessori. My boys did Montessori for preschool, and I promise that set them up for so much success. But they have flashcards and like songs. So you get the iTunes downloadable songs that go with these pictures. So they really start to memorize in all sorts of ways their multiplication facts. How brilliant is that? So map 4 seems to be a little bit of a step up. I know she's growing up and I don't want to admit it, but no more Montessori tools. But the good thing is that we do have first, second, and third grade of those little Montessori pieces, and I will definitely be grabbing those for help when we need them for moving on for fourth grade. This also goes with the English and literature. So we've got these 2 books. Okay. Was this something else that I pulled out? Okay, so here's more readers. Oh, good. I do have, this came with the English course. And then this one goes with that series. So this will be a whole series that we can read whenever she gets of age. But it's Lantern Lane. Who knows? I might actually read those. That's it for the box. I might actually read those to her at night. I read to her before bed, a few levels higher than what she can read so that she can hear it. And studies show that apparently that helps them read better and more advanced, or at least have a better communication. So this comes with language arts, these two little books. And okay, so it sounds like fourth grade drops the co-reading. Okay. I did want to talk a little bit about why I have been loving English for third grade and younger, because I've got everything here. So I wanted to have it all. I'm so excited about this video, by the way. Seriously, I eat up the homeschooling videos. So if you are a homeschool YouTuber, tag your stuff below because I want to see it. I probably already have, but I want to see it. So, okay, English 3 and spelling. So they have a little like practice spelling. This is not every single day, but I love that it's occasionally because my daughter does not really like writing. It's just not her thing. She is a math girl, and that's okay. But English, I have to kind of give her like a little bit more of a, come on, girl. So you got some spelling work, and then you always have a book that you're reading. This is, I think we're in the third book for this year. We're wrapping up the school year, so we're getting pretty close to the end. I think this is our final book for third grade, but every chapter, it'll prompt you to, by the way. So it'll say like, today we're reading chapter 12. And then you'll go over some word practice, and it just breaks down TION and how that can sound different in certain words. And then you'll kind of, you'll practice that. And then usually there's like a spelling word or a vocabulary word rather, like suitable. And then they'll give you the definition. So, but most importantly, I do love that it gives you that little review, and it gives you words that are going to be in that chapter so that when you see them, you see that repetition, you've already said it, boom, you can say it. And I promise you, this has been working so well for her. But what's even better than that is the chapter starts and it'll say student. Try to stay behind it. And then she'll read. And then parent. Am I getting that reversed? Yeah. Parent or teacher. And then so every page kind of looks like that. It'll break it up to give the student a read and the parent to read. And the chapters are short enough, but then they always have a little cliffhanger at the end. And she and I both are like, oh no, we have to wait till tomorrow to read that. Oops, I just lost my page. I think we're on 12, right? So I have loved that. And if your kid is struggling to read, you might want to look at just getting these books to supplement into your reading, because it's been a game changer. And then she can hear my voices with the characters. And I've noticed she's tried to like kind of pick up those characters with my voice and trying to do that too. And that's been really fun. I think it's really helping her connect to the characters a little bit better. But okay, so that is what I've ordered for fourth grade. Now, I wanted to share what our plans are for fourth grade. I have some notes here, so hang with me. Okay, so fourth grade, we are going to be doing typing. I still need to order typing. They have a 2 and 3 that I need to order. History. So I've had their old history, and we are moving very slow through this. She's not interested. I have been loving this history, and this is coming from someone that hated history growing up, but I've really loved it. Again, they have stories on top of stories to really help break down each time period that you're learning about, each character that you're learning about, and it again points you back to Jesus through all the stories, which I think is such a beautiful way and a beautiful reminder of how even in the most corrupt of times, you can be led back to Jesus. You can always find Jesus in the midst, and he always wins. So history, we are going to be, we do one lesson a week of history because that's all I can get her to focus on. So, and sometimes I'll break up that one lesson into 2 class periods because I don't like to sit and just do a course for like an hour. If it takes us an hour, that's way too long. So it really like 30 minutes. So sometimes we break that up into 2 lessons, but one lesson a week. So we'll probably get about halfway through the book this year, and then next year I plan to do the second half. The way that their history is done, for History 1 course, I believe this goes from like 3rd grade to 6th grade level. And then History 2 goes a little bit higher than that, obviously. I want to say there's only 3 history courses within The Good and the Beautiful. And they're expanding on it. I know that they just came out with a new curriculum, so it'll look different than that book, but it's pretty similar. Okay, so typing, history, science. Okay, so this here we did, I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain, kind of all over the place. Hopefully this is all making sense. We did geology this year. We're also doing The Good and the Beautiful science. So the geology we've already done, that's in the other room, but right now we are doing health and the physical body. These are pretty cool because you have the lesson and there's also science experiments, which Zoe is not only a math girly, she is a science girly. And so she loves the experiments, and it kind of shows you step by step on what you'll do. And she also has her own journal. And this is based off her level. So this science will go from 3rd grade to 8th grade. So you can make this a lot more difficult for your older kids. And the reason why they do such a wide range of some of their lesson planning is because these like extra courses, history, science, whatnot, apart from your core classes, which is math and English, those are widened so that you can do them in a group setting. So if you do homeschool your high schoolers all the way down to your elementary kids, you can do a group setting class and just kind of, divvy up the work like that. You can do an overall lesson, but if you want to do it like a deeper dive with the olders, you can. And their journals will look a little different. The lesson book will look the same, but their journal will look a little different. Okay, so 4th grade, we're finishing this one. You basically just kind of pick and choose which curriculum you want, which science unit, which science unit your child's interested in. And that's what I went off of. So she loves geology. She loves rocks and stones. So we started with that and she loved it. And then human body is something I'm more interested in. So I'm a personal trainer and I obviously, I think y'all know that. I wanted you to do that one. And then we also, this is what we'll start for 4th grade. And I need to order, I have on my notes here, 2 more science units. So I try to do 4 science units a year. We're only getting through 2. So, but next year, I'm hoping that we can do 2 a semester. If it goes back to 1, that's fine. The one beautiful thing about homeschooling is that you really take it at your own pace and you really look at how your child is absorbing or not, because in a classroom setting, when you have 20 plus kids, it's really hard to just pick individual kids on how they learn a little bit different than everybody else, because everyone does learn a little bit different. It's just kind of like a broad, we're all learning like this. And so with the homeschooling, you have that one-on-one attention with your kids and you can see how they respond to certain things. And if something is just not clicking, like history, then you can just pull back on it and you just wait until they start meeting you there, but I just try to plant those little seeds and while I can, and then hope that she'll grow and have an interest in it. And if she never really does, at least she's learned the lessons and, she can do with that what she wants. Because honestly, if you think about life, I mean, how much, I don't remember anything from history. Like relearning this stuff, it's like I remember, but I don't really remember. I feel like I remembered enough to pass my tests, but not enough to like care and like take it further than just passing the test, and that's what I want to change. So health and the human mind. She's really interested in this one, actually. So we'll start this one in August. This is her journal, and they usually come with a little book that you'll use for a lesson or 2. And then here is our our lesson book. I don't know what other 2 science units I'm going to get yet. I'm just going to probably ask her. I'm going to have her look at them and kind of see which ones she wants to choose. So I need to order typing. I need to order science. Okay. Apart from that, we have our handwriting, which you already saw, our English 4, math 4, and our devotional. So the devotional that we're doing right now is Jesus Listens, 365 prayers for kids. This has been such a blessing. I like to start our class days with just the devotionals. Just start in prayer, pray for our day, pray for our family, and then we get into class. And this is it's 365 days, so you just choose that day and we open it and go. And that has been really nice. Where should I go from here? Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just share what we have. Oh, no. I'm not done. Devotional. Okay. And then also, let's talk about extracurricular. So we are doing violin and ballet. And I'm hoping that we can incorporate horseback riding into this year. She did horseback riding a couple years ago with a really good friend of ours, and the farm sold their property. So we're looking for a new place, which there are a few in the area. I just need to really dive deeper into that. But she has been loving ballet. She has no interest in jazz whatsoever. Jazz, hip hop, none of that. She is strict ballet. And I love that. I think it's pretty fun. And she's been doing violin for almost a year. Next month will be a year. And she's doing great with that. She is not to the point where she'll let me share any kind of content of her doing it, but I'm hoping one day she will let me. And there's one other science thing that we've done for her. It's like a splurge, if you will, and that is KiwiCo. So I'm going to drop a link below if you're interested, but I just want to share a little bit about KiwiCo and how much we have enjoyed that, because I told you she is such a science girly. We have made this little monthly subscription purchase to do science experiments. So every month you get a new box. So this past year, because I like to know also what other people have done during that school year and if they liked it, we have loved everything. We have really, really loved everything except for having to scale back on the history. I was starting with 2 lessons a week and that just was too much. But starting the day with our devotional, we usually go into math. So like I said, I'm a personal trainer and I do still have clients. So I have my garage set up to be a home gym. And my clients come to me, which is so awesome. I love them for that. They come and they train with me in the garage, and I have a little morning block where I'll train them. So I have her set up in the morning where she will do, we'll do devotional and breakfast in the morning together. And then I'll have her handwriting book open to the page that I need her to do. And she will do her handwriting on her own. She will do typing on her own. So the computer's set up for her to do her own little typing lesson, and they're really short. It's just to get them, it's very big on hand placement. So get your hands placed where they need to be, and you'll type. Here's a little example. These rows here. And I mean, sometimes they're not even real words. This one actually is, but sometimes they're just not even words. But to get them used to like spacing. This is one. I think she could probably do something a little bit more advanced, but this has been a great start. It's a big confidence builder. And once you're done, you have these little stickers and you can stick it on that page to show that you finished. Okay, so she'll do handwriting, typing, math review. So if we're looking at today's math review, which I will have open on the table for her, she will do, this is an example. She started this one, but didn't finish it. Review. No. Yeah, sorry. So there's a lesson practice. You'll have the lesson practice, and then you'll have the review. She always does the review by herself, and then we'll check it together when I get done with my client. I don't really have her do any English by herself, but she can do her flashcards. And let's see, what else does she do on her own? She can also do her reading. You're in the video, Zoe. Okay. Okay. It's okay. I don't know where I was at. She'll do her math review, and that's pretty much it. She'll read. So a part of English is every day she has 20 minutes of independent reading, and she'll do that, and she'll play her violin. I train max 2 hours in the mornings, so that's just 2 hours that I need her to independently work. Once she's done with that, she can relax, and I'll let her even turn on the TV sometimes. Usually she's still working through everything, so she doesn't have time, but that's her time to like work on her own, and she has done so well. I'm very, very impressed and proud of her for that. Once I get done with my client, we usually walk the dog, and just to get her out, get some fresh air. Then we come back and we'll tackle one or the other. I'll ask her, do you want to do English or math first? And we'll tackle one of the core classes. And then after that, we'll do the other core class. Usually by that time, it's time for lunch. We'll have a break for lunch. Now that the weather's been so nice, we've been trying to do picnics or do homeschool on the trampoline, which has been kind of fun. And then 2 days a week, we're doing science. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but usually it does. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything here. KiwiCo is once a month, so we'll bust that open, and we usually dive right in. It's kind of like a new box of Legos. You just get so excited, you just want to put it together right then. That's typically the case, and we'll dive right into that. Violin is once a week, ballet is once a week, and we did finish her third and possibly final year of cheerleading. I kind of forced her to do it these past 3 years, and she's liked and hated it. I think she has like a little fine line of love and hate for cheer. It's long days. It's every Saturday for a 2-hour stretch or more. Actually, we have to be there pretty early, and the games are about 2 hours long on Saturdays in August through October in Texas. It's brutal. It's very hot. But we always remind the girls, look at what the boys are wearing. They've got their helmets, their pads. They're out there hitting each other. You guys are in your cute little mini skirts and cut off tanks. You're fine. You're not going to die. But she was with the same group and the same team. So the same football team, the same cheerleaders for the past 3 years. And that was a lot of fun. But our football team has graduated out. So the cheerleaders are now having to find other teams to cheer for or find a different sport. So we've decided that we are not going to do cheer again, at least not this year, as much as there's a part of her she does kind of want to, because the older two will be playing college football, and most of their games are probably going to be on Saturdays, so it wouldn't work. And that's okay. We'll take a break from that. Horseback riding is our plan. Keep violin, keep ballet, and hopefully incorporate some horseback riding. I'll close with this. I'm going to link everything that I've purchased for 4th grade below, as well as a link to KiwiCo where you can get $10 off your first purchase. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.